What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Stocks to Watch. And today's market was again spectacular, very good action across the board. But towards the end of the day, we saw some profit booking taking place in a lot of stocks, which kind of made us more cautious. But again, we've got stocks which are beautifully setting up. So, without further ado, let's get started. Now, I'm going to first go to the list of stocks that we had for today. And amongst them, NHPC was up 2.5%. We had discussed this, and I think NHPC is going to be on my watch list for tomorrow as well. Apart from that, I was expecting something from Web of Global, not happening right now, so I'm just going to wait it out. Whirlpool, as I said, Whirlpool is also another candidate. This is also up 2% ish. At one point in time, and you can see that there was some profit booking towards the end of the day. Anyway, not looking that great. McDowell's is something that I have created a position on today, and I think this is going to be like a very good structure. So let's see how McDowell's plays out. So McDowell and NHPC are two names from this list that I'm going to still look out for. Central Bank, as I told you, we had a position yesterday in Central Bank, and that played out really well today. Clean Science is also something that we're holding long on, so let's see how this plays out. Apart from that, Network 18 was up about 5.5%, and we were in TV 18, but it was just pretty much flattish throughout the day. So basically, from the last day's list, the action was choppy here and there. Some things moved, some things did not. So OMDC also moved. At one point, it was up 4.5, 5%, and again there was profit booking, so it came back down again into that range. So McDowell's and NHBC from this list are going to be my favorites. Now let's come to the fresh list of stocks, and the first one is Finolex Cables. Now Birla Cables has been hitting upper circuits time over time. So if you look at Birla Cables, I'll just showcase it to you. Birla Cables has been have been doing really well, and cable stocks in general have done really well. This is Birla Cable locked into upper circuit today as well, after like a circuit which was day before yesterday, and this has been like a stellar run in Birla Cables. Paramount Cables also has run up nicely. So now maybe it's time for Finolex Cables to kind of start moving higher. So Finolex Cables is setting up like a nice tight base, volume dry up, everything is setting up really nicely, new all-time highs. And this is typically a mid-cap trade that you would want to take in the middle of of the wildest bull markets that we've seen. So Finolex Cables really good. Apart from that, Sapphire. Now Sapphire is not something that is immediately ready, but what I like is what Sapphire has been doing since the last since its listing, right? So Sapphire has basically been making this nice tighter base, and this is like a mini base within this broader base. And I think a move beyond the 1500 areas or maybe the 1480 areas, I think it's going to start like a new fresh run in Sapphire. Now we saw Devyani again, same QSR theme. Devyani was up 8.5% today. I'll show you what happened to Devyani. And Devyani was like a surprise. We were tracking it, but I wasn't really expecting it to be, today's day to be like up 9%. But anyway, Sapphire is something that is from the same sector, and I'm going to keep a close eye on this. This is going to be a little tricky to trade, but I still feel that there's going to be lots of activity here to track. Oberoi Realty, another name where I'm really interested on because of the structure that it has created. So this is like coming out of a wider base. Everything's nice. It is basically currently holding up around this pivot of about 1150. We tried to initiate a position today in the morning, and we did get a move, but we got stopped out at cost to cost. So this is what basically happened in this thing. So we got long over here. We saw a spike. We thought there must have been some continuation, but then it came back down, and we just got out cost to cost. I might reattempt this tomorrow if there is some sort of a momentum, continued momentum beyond 1150s. So that has to be seen. The next stock is Galaxy Surfactants. Now, this is another chemical name, and I think I've been vocal about this that chemical stocks have do look really good. So I think fertilizers, chemicals could really have some action, and very specifically agrochemicals. I think they're going to do really nice. So this is like a good contraction setup that has been forming in Galaxy Surfactants. We've seen Bodil, we've seen Tata Chem, we've seen like Deepak Nitrate, we've seen stellar moves in chemicals. And I think if it starts trading near the 2750, 2760 areas tomorrow, I think I'm going to be a buyer. So Galaxy Surfactants, another great looking stock. Supriya Life Sciences, another name which has been like a reversal play. And I think this is a base that I would like to play out. So now this is not immediately ready for a trade, but I think I'm going to be tracking this base maybe for tomorrow or maybe for day after to take up an entry. So Supriya Life Sciences, that's the next stock on my list. Next up is Rallis India. Now, this is going to be a little tricky. It's similar to Whirlpool, but the stock has been kind of basing over here. Volume decline, that's what I like to see. And I think that there could be like a move until, we fill the old gap over here. So this gap, not really big, about 10 points from here. And I think there could be an opportunity. This entire pocket of about 10 to 12 points is something that can be captured. Not a very big fan of this structure, but while scanning, this was looking decent, so I thought I'll share it with you. Next up is Piramal. Now, Piramal has a catalyst. The buyback, has been buzzing in the markets and making like a nice base, nice range. And I think if it starts coming out of this range, there's lots of liquidity to be swept above the 1146, 1145 high. So I'm really seeing like a 5 to 6% upside in Piramal. And let's see if if this plays out and maybe gives us an entry tomorrow. So let's see how this sets up. Now, one of my favorite names, is Tata Coffee. Now, not because we can trade it tomorrow. No, we can't trade it tomorrow because I think there is some basing needed. But if you look at what the stock has been doing, this has been coming out of like a daily base from 2021, right? So this has been like a 2-year-old, more than 2 years base, and now the stock is ready to kind of move higher. Commodity prices have stabilized, so everything is pretty much solid. We have tested the supply over here. So I think everything is pretty nice in Tata Coffee, and I think it's just a matter of time when it starts moving beyond the 250 areas and 254, 255 range. And I think I'm going to be a buyer in this. I don't want to miss this. So Tata Coffee is going to be a really good play. It's not ready for a trade for tomorrow, but just keep this on radar. I think this is going to be crazy. Next up is Symphony, and again, this is like more of a value positional kind of a trade opportunity where we're kind of taking advantage of this base, and then we're going to target all of these highs that we see over here. So that's what basically I'm going to look at. So it's basically a positional trade, maybe for 1.5 months, and we can basically aim for like a 10-12% move. Now, the stock has had terrible earnings, and the stock has been out of favor lately from D Street. But the recent earnings were a surprise. Nice things happened, and it's basing now. So this is like a picture perfect structure where the stock comes back to your demand, starts to make a base, something similar that we've seen in Antony Waste Management. And this is like a case study for those of you who like, who like to study. So Antony Waste Management came near its areas of demand, based around nicely, very tight base, and then just moved across the board. So I think there's something similar that I see in Symphony happening. So keep it on radar. I think it's going to be great. Next up is Barbecue Nation, and again a nice base, low volume consolidation, and again a QSR name. So QSR names are continuously popping up. And after Devyani's action today, I think Smart Money is going to come in and build up some positions, maybe as a continuation of what they've been doing so far in this entire theme. Obviously, the supply is going to be a problem, but we know our skills as traders. We know when this is going to be comfortably taken out, and I'm going to plan a trade in barbecue very soon. So let's see if it does play out technically and it gives me my intraday entry. Let's see if that plays out. Another name is Godrej Industries. Again, not really ready yet, but I think this is another, one of those bigger, longer term based consolidations, which is kind of ready to, kind of move. This has been really good. I don't really like the supply, presence over here, but I think this is going to be on my radar, and maybe if it bases somewhere over here, I'm just going to be a buyer, right? So I'm just going to take my chance, and maybe with like a 0.5% risk, maybe I'm going to attempt this. So Godrej Industries also looks good. Even Godrej Agrovet, not in the list today, but even Godrej Agrovet looks pretty fine. So I think even that is something worth watching out. And last but not the least, which is RHIM, which is RIM Magnesia. So, now this is again kind of setting up, not ready for tomorrow, definitely not. But I think in 1 or 2 days, this is going to contract further, and I think this is going to give an entry. So, RHIM is another one, another name that I'm going to keep on my radar. So basically, these are the stocks that I'm going to be watching out for. Lots of action, but again, remember, mid cap index is a little stretched, small cap index is a little stretched. Profit booking can come anytime. If you're not professional in your approach in terms of managing risk, you're going to have a hard time. So make sure that you manage risk properly and you take position sizes, in tandem with what the market has been doing. So that's it from today's video. If you like the content, hit the like button. Drop me a comment of what you think about these stocks, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Take care and have a great trading day tomorrow. Thank you. Bye bye. See you all tomorrow.